Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to videos to the paid requests, this time from Total Meltdown 2. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. So, yeah, sorry for the plug. Although, I mean, not a tampon type of plug, although maybe I should wear one of those because I'm sure that will feel better than the video I'm about to watch. Because Total Meltdown 2 has me reacting to Nostalgia Critic's real thoughts on Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Now, before we get into this, before I start, a couple things. Number one, I'm not going to show the video because I don't trust YouTube's copyright system. I don't want to steal their video. And what I'll do is have the link down below in the info box, so when you're on your computer, you need to hit the link and put in another tab, another window, you follow along with me. That's number one. Number two, I get it's this guy's personal thoughts. It's all subjective. That's his opinion. It's definitely not going to be my opinion. Because I do know, even if you just read the comments, he's not a fan of that movie. I can already say I disagree. Quick thoughts on Indiana Jones Temple of Doom. I think it's a really good, technically prequel. Harrison Ford does another bang-up job as Indiana Jones. T. Hoi Kwan is very likable as the kid's sidekick, Short Round. Very good asset to the movie. You got another wonderful score by John Williams where he just didn't copy the previous film. He still has a lot of original material. I appreciate the darker tone and the edge on it. I think that works fairly well to give a darker vibe of this adventure. Cults and all this stuff. Thank God it's not Nazis yet again, so it didn't feel like a repeat. Which the last time I did a video of this was, oh, they did Ghostbusters 2 and they just did the same thing. Where it didn't. It actually, there were quite a few things it did differently, but then they talk about, well, why isn't this like the first one? And why isn't this like the first one? Then say, well, which is it? Do you want it to be like the first one or do you want it to be different? Please better explain your thoughts. And what else? I love the villain. I think they made a right choice. Molaram. Great set pieces. The beginning and the nightclub. Anything goes. Using the big gun to block the bullets. The sequence with the plane and going down the mountain. The whole bits with all the buds. Real buds everywhere that just make you go, ew, just creepy, unsettling. I think they definitely upped the snake in the first movie. That's right next to Harrison Ford. All these buds and stuff. Just the most creepy, icky for me. And then they have the rats in the third movie. I guess you see those ants, whatever type things in the fourth one. That's definitely an effective, creepy scene. The minecart, definitely a standout of the whole franchise. Even the rope bridge in the finale is a standout in the whole franchise. See Kali in hell. Tate Capshaw, yes, there are times where Willie can be annoying and aggravating. I can understand that. I can even agree to that. But at the same time, I do agree with that. At times I do feel that way. I think there are times they could cut down a bit of the screaming, a bit of the screeching. But then I'm kind of in the middle of it. On the other side, I think there are some good moments she has where she's being very playful with Harrison Ford. I like the bit where they're kind of pondering, he's not coming, she's not coming. And that back and forth, I thought that was rather cute. And I still think when she's not shrieking, she still has more of a personality compared to Allison Doody in the third film, which I don't mind that girl in the third film, but I think of the three, she's the one that is a bit lacking in personality compared to Karen Allen, who's my favorite, and Kate Capshaw, which there's a good deal of her I do like. Again, just at times they're a bit too shrieky, a bit too shrill. But at the same time, like, people make it seem as if she's like the worst character in history. I'm like, no, there's a couple hundred characters I would say are much worse than Willie Scott, but pretty much everybody in Indiana Jones 5, for example. I know I'm like 5 minutes in. I'm sure this video's gonna make me mad. It is their opinion. Granted, we're not all gonna agree on the same things. There's many people that disagree with me on stuff. I think what it is, though, is that, okay, I can disagree with someone, sure. I just don't respect these guys. I don't. I've never have respected Doug Walker. I definitely don't respect his brother. His brother even less so. I just don't respect them. I don't think they're that great in movie reviews. I don't think they're that great in their videos. I don't think their videos are that entertaining. I never found them to be that funny. They're terrible directors and writers because I've seen their films. And you know what? That's someone I did forget to put in my top 10 worst directors was Doug Walker. And I should have put him in there. And if I did that list today, his movies were so god-awful, I wanted to forget them. And I'm like, well, I mean, they're not official film, but they're like 3-4 hour long movies, and they're a chore to sit through. And apparently, if you read that Change the Channel doc, he definitely didn't know what he was doing on set. Talk about oblivious. Which again is more ironic. This is a guy that does not know how to write movies. He doesn't know how to direct movies, but then, you know, he wants to say what makes a movie tick. I'm like, you can't even make your own movies tick. There's no pulse. There's no laughter. I didn't hear anybody else laughing. Anyway, 45 minutes. My God, it's such a long video. It's funny how, back in the day, people said I made long reviews for stuff. But these guys, 45 minutes is fine if they do it. If I did this, you'd be like, well, damn, how come it's so long? It's almost longer than the movie. People gave me crap about this back in the day. But 45 minutes here. But 3, 2, 1, pressing play. Well, it's Brad Jones' favorite Indiana Jones movie. That's a good choice. My favorite is still Raiders, but pause. Again, this is where Doug Walker ideas his opinion on pause at 1 minute 23 seconds. He's like, the only thing people remember about the bad guy is he takes a heart out. No, he is easily one of the most memorable villains in the whole franchise. You just say, let's be honest, you just say he's easily more memorable than the villains in Part 3. And I like Last Crusade quite a bit. But can you really tell me that Molaram is a less memorable villain than the guys in Part 3? Really? I mean, the whole thing with the cult making his minions force that stuff into Indiana Jones' mouth. His face, his look, all that stuff. Like, what is he talking about? I get that his opinion. Unpaused now. Well, I approved it. I said it before I even said the video. I didn't even watch the video yet. I said it was Bolaram. I knew it from the get-go, dude. And most people did. Well, you can't prove it. Well, we can prove you're an idiot. Go watch his review of Pink Floyd's The Wall for a perfect example of that. Sorry, 1 minute 39 seconds unpaused now. At least James Rolfe, I liked him. I liked a lot of his videos and stuff. Never liked his. Yeah, that's his own thing. That's a good thing. So that's a complaint about Donovan and the third one. Okay, pause. I know I keep pausing. They mentioned how one of the criticisms of Last Crusade is that it was too similar to the Raiders. They're fine with that, but then they had the same complaints about Ghostbusters 2 being too similar to Ghostbusters 1. So it's fine if Last Crusade is too similar to Raiders, but it's bad if Ghostbusters 2 is too similar to Ghostbusters 1. Now I get it. I mean, there's a lot more in conversation and context where one could be similar to the other, but either you just didn't like the comedy, you didn't like the action, you didn't like the actors and stuff. And then Dead Walker said that Donovan was better than Belloc? I mean, I don't mind Donovan in part 3, but he's not that memorable. 2 minutes 42 says unpause now. I disagree. I like the fourth one. But it's a pass. It's a good movie. It's a good film. Pause. There's 4 minutes 2 seconds. I'm paused. There's nothing fun about Temple of Doom. There's nothing fun about it. So the whole opening with the diamond and trying to get all the stuff and all the way that's choreographed and nothing about that opening is fun. Nothing about the mine chase. The chase through the mine is fun. Nothing about that is fun, apparently. Nothing about that is fun. What does he mean by fun? Flat out goofball comedy? I didn't know Indiana Jones had to have that. But you make it sound like it became the Terminator or the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But there's zero fun in Temple of Doom, apparently. There's zero fun. Zero. In the little bits with the elephants and all that other stuff, but there's zero fun, by the way. Unpause now. I would not say hard R. It's PG-13. Other than the heart. Temple of Doom is PG-13. If you think Temple of Doom is a hard R, then you don't know your ratings. Yeah, it's crazy you got the heart being ripped out, but other than that, it's not a hard R. So pause. So now Doug Walker says he doesn't like T. Hor Kwan's short round. Doug, have you ever seen one of your videos? Have you ever seen any of your videos? The way you describe T. Hor Kwan is what I feel like I want to do in every single video you've ever done in your life, including the one I'm watching now. And you know what? I bet if I took a poll on the interwebs, on the internet, and I said, which would you rather, T. Hor Kwan short round or you? I think you would win by a landslide. Congratulations. You want, like, the fact that you can call anyone annoying is the biggest irony of all. Irony. The Mount Rushmore of irony is you, and you. Also, I find it funny when I talk about annoying characters. Have you seen the movies you've done? It put people like, what was that, Batee? The wannabe, Power, Captain Planet, Heart, Batee? Like those type of characters? Again, have you seen the character you played? The hijinks you've done. Unpause now. You're mad that he says, I love you? I care for you? You're mad that character says, I love him. Well, Tina Crystal Straw I don't think is dull, but it's not that painful. It wasn't that so he's mad that the waterfall at the end is going through the rocks. It doesn't look that bad. That doesn't look that bad. It didn't look that bad, especially for a 1984 movie. It wasn't that bad for 1984. It wasn't that bad, dude. It was 1984. Did not look that bad. Shia LaBeouf was fine in King Crystal Skull. I could do. I mean, I would say an issue with King Crystal Skull. It is too much CGI. I didn't need the swinging scene. That was a very stupid scene. I'll give you that. That was a very stupid scene. Like I say, Cape Capture, like I said, sometimes it's a bit too shrieky, a bit too shrilling, but there are parts of her I do like, and yeah, I think she still has a bit more personality compared to Allison Duty. I did. You want to have sex with her? Calm down. I mean, she was fine in Last Crusade, but she was just fine. Didn't have too much personality, but she's fine. That's the thing. If you want to say this is hard R, then I guess Raiders is hard R because he had a guy's head explode and his face melt. Yeah, the opening works. That is literally how they were back in the day. Anything goes. Pause. 11 minutes 17 seconds. Like Rod Walker is like explaining, dude, that dance at the beginning, that's Indian, that's 1930s. And then Rob is like, sorry. Robert is explaining that, and Doug is like, well, that's not Indiana Jones. Then what is Indiana Jones, dude? If that's what makes that not Indiana Jones? It's the 1930s culture. People danced and sing, and like that was a big part of the culture in 1930s. What makes that not Indiana Jones? Does it have to be yet again another jungle, or yet again another idol? Did you want the same? Which you got mad at Ghostbusters 2 for being the same, but then that's what I mean. Doug Walker, to me, I know I'm not a good reviewer. At least I know it. He thinks he's a good reviewer, and he's not. At least I know I'm not a good reviewer. He thinks he's a good reviewer, but he's not. But hey, I'm playing a character, so no, I'm behind the character. And then you see stuff like this, and it shows what kind of reviewer he is. And yeah, I get it. He's better than me because he's more popular, and he's more success, and more love, and the sweat, the blood, the tears, all that stuff. Congrats. Bravo. I'm not impressed. There are directors that make movies that get 200 million. Hey, some Marvel films, they made hundreds of millions of dollars. Those directors, I wouldn't know them in a lineup. If you told me their name, I couldn't tell you who they were. On the flip side, John Carpenter, which, trust me, I'm not comparing myself to. I wish. I'm just compared to the fact that John Carpenter, he made films like They Live and The Thing, which went under the radar and they didn't do well, and films flopped like Big Trouble in Little China. But that's a guy they give a lot more respect to. Just because you're more successful doesn't mean you're better, is what I'm saying. Or more like, just because you're successful doesn't mean you're that good. Just maybe you had good timing or good marketing. But 11 minutes 17 seconds unpaused now. Yeah, let's say a guy got shot in the head in Raiders. Why is it often awkward? Why is it often awkward? Screwball comedy, but remember the other guy said there's no fun in this movie. What was dull about it, though? You have the stuff with the birds. You have Indy fighting the guy. I don't think she's that bad. She has bad moments, but I don't think she. I don't. She has bad moments that I think they could cut down on the shrilling, but I don't think she's that awful. Okay, pause. Wait a minute. I'm 14 minutes 59 seconds. I just realized that they have posters. This must be for reviews of Pixels and Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Now I'm guessing those are posters they got because I guess to do reviews for videos. I guess, but you would think they would put those posters up where he does the videos? Why the hell would anyone have a poster of Pixels on their wall? Like, I would, especially if it's framed. Like, who the hell has a framed poster of Pixels and Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, but you talking crap about Ghostbusters 2 and Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom? I'm assuming those are for nostalgia created episodes, but did he do them on this couch? I thought he did them in like a different room. Not a couch. So if they're not for the videos, then why the hell? And I don't know. You two feel free to explain to me. For those who know much more about this, I'm not going to assume he likes those movies. And if you like those films, to each their own. But we're just in a different wavelength. Yeah, I'll put it that way. 14 minutes 15 is unpaused now. I mean, if the rest of the 30 minutes is just them complaining about Kate Capshaw, I might as well just end the video now. I get it, dude. I've said it even before. There are times she's just too shrill, too loud, and I think they could have cut that back quite a bit. But again, I think there's enough good moments to make her a decent character with her personality. What is wrong about the fortune and glory aspect? What is wrong with that? I don't understand what's wrong with the fortune and glory thing. And they talk more about that. That's not the only thing they talked about in that, but they talk about the legend and what the rumors are around the area. But what's wrong with the fortune and glory aspect either? I mean, glory is part of it. Want to get this stuff for the museum. But you can also have a love of history as well. But fortune and glory helps a bit too. Especially this before TV shows, this before other stuff where, oh, there's this established thing that you gotta keep in tune. And keep... Oh, you're ruining the mythology. There wasn't a bit of mythology so far. It was just a second film. How obvious. Everything in Raise the Lost Ark was obvious as well. This is a take on serials in the 1930s, where everything is obvious. Hey, guess what? Here's this girl that they had friction to. I bet by the end of the film, they're gonna get together again. And lo and behold, they did. That's obvious too. So, come on now. That's a weak ass argument. Weak argument. That's almost immediately after Doug. He's like, well, after the heart rip out, I get zoned out. And then Doug's like, well, actually, Rob says it's when I get hyped up again with the minecart chase. And Doug's like, well, actually, when Indy's turning evil. That's almost immediately after. They see the heart ripped out, they're freaked out, they get caught, they get beaten up a bit, they force him to juice, he's evil, and that's it. Also, you want to talk about like humor? What about when Indiana Jones is ready to get his pistol like he did in the first film? He's like, that's a fun moment. He doesn't remember T. Hort Kwan was in Goonies. Well, was he in Goonies? How the hell do you not remember that? So Doug has a problem with T. Hort Kwan. Again, never found him annoying. Never found him irritating. Not every line he says is a yell. I'm sorry you didn't pay attention. Maybe your ADD mind, you're like, I'm sorry, just Doug Walker, he's not a good actor, he's not a good performer, he's not a good director, he's not a good writer. I don't like his videos, I do not like him at all. Apparently he doesn't know how to control a set, and I don't think he knows how to review movies. I don't. Yeah, you took Elsa seriously because you wanted to bane her. I get it. You wanted to bane her. Congratulations. I get it. There's movies on X videos for that if you want. I get it, dude. I get it. You want to bane Elsa? You want to have a threesome, Doc? I don't know, Rob. Elsa. Oh my god. You thought that was dumb when he doesn't have the gun? Wait, so you say this film has zero fun, but like one of the better fun moments you don't like? Oh my god, no wonder this guy makes bad movies. No wonder this guy is terrible at humor and jokes because he does not know how they work. I don't know how they work either. That's why I would not make a movie or write one. You actually had to have teaching in school, not just watch movies. That's why, some people ask, hey, you ever want to be a filmmaker? No, because I know there's a lot more to being a filmmaker than just watching a bunch of movies. All I can do is give my opinion like we all do, of course. Yeah, I guess the rest of this like 30 minutes is just pretty much going on about Kate Capshaw and for Dud T. Hor Kwan. That's like so like sorry, I'm just listening to what they're saying. Great, now they're going on about how the film is racist and politically incorrect. I'm sorry if your balls haven't dropped, guys. Maybe you need some help there. I don't know, call some. Maybe Elsa, since you keep loving, talk about her. Temple of Doom is not racist. I'm sorry that, well, okay, if the film is racist, does that mean nobody in any other country could be a bad guy? By the way, you do know there are good Indians there, as well as bad? It's about a cult. It's just like if there was a cult in the US, or a cult anywhere. I mean, it's about a cult, regardless of their race. It's about a cult and children being in prison, just like there's weird cults and bad things happen to kids in Hollywood and all this other stuff. And about saving the kids who are innocent. Well, Indiana Jones did it. Yeah, because it's called Indiana Jones. It's in the title. God forbid. Let's turn that around. So, let's say we make a movie and say the character is black. Say the character is Indian. And he goes in and saves a bunch of white kids. Huh. Just Indian savior or black savior syndrome. Had to have a black guy save all the white kids? Wouldn't that sound fucking stupid? Yes, it would. Like I said, anytime you do it, switch it around. So you're mad that he hired a guy who is Asian, who happens to do have his accent is thick? I guess maybe they should have just hired all white guys to. Maybe if they hired all white guys to be aliens in Phantom Menace, that would have been fine. You make it. I mean, I don't have a whole lot of love for George Lucas, but you make it sound like, well, I hired this Asian guy and I made him purposely do this really thick stereotypical accent. Or, hey, you know what? I like this actor. He doesn't have the best grasp on the English language, so he's doing the best he can. But he's just playing a senator, or what was it? Was he forget the name of the creature. What's wrong with it being the Temple of Doom? Temple of Doom is an alright film. Apparently, it's an alright film. You see, the bad scenes are so ingrating and so annoying. Other than, okay, he doesn't like Tea Tap Show, he doesn't like Short Round, so that's why he doesn't like the film. Okay. It doesn't need saving because it's a good movie. If it was just Indiana Jones, would you be more invested? So if it was just Indiana Jones, so he would have no one to talk to, he would have no camaraderie with any other characters. So you think that, well, you would think it would be a shorter movie. He wouldn't. He would have to do everything by himself or something. And again, do you guys really think Raise the Lost Ark and Temple of Doom should have been rated R? Probably the same guys that think The Dark Knight should have been rated R. Give me a break. Give me a break. I enjoy those films. I was never steered by those films. Raise the Lost Ark, and you're mad that a snake came out of a skeleton? If you're steered by that, maybe you're a pansy. Maybe you're a pussy. Maybe that's the problem. You're a pussy. How about that? Maybe that's the problem. Give me a break. Is this video over yet? 7 minutes long. Can I skip to the over part of it? Get to the point. Speaking about people who don't know jack squat, Are these two done yet? Oh my god. So now they're talking about poltergeist, okay. Okay, I'm gonna skip. 30 seconds. So 41 minutes and 7 seconds. Unpause now. Crystal Skull is a dull dumb. They forgot they don't like this movie. Because a lot of people do like the movie, Jackass. Ghostbusters 2 is a fun sequel. Temple of Doom is a good Indiana Jones movie. So, sorry you heads up your ass. And the reason I can say that is because these weird assertions, like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You forgot you didn't like this movie. I've always liked the movie. I always thought it was a good movie. Yeah, I'm kind of done. They're just I kind of. They don't like Team Crystal Skull, but I do like the fact they went. Really? Some people don't like it because there's aliens in it. Okay, they don't like it for other reasons, but they're like, well, if you don't like it because they're aliens, that's a bit weird because they're in the franchise. If you don't like it because of Dude the Fridge, that's weird because of some of the other things in the franchise. I do appreciate them saying that. But yeah, yeah. Aye. If you like the film, that's fine. If you enjoy if you enjoy that nostalgia creative video, that's fine. If you agree with them, that's fine. We agree to disagree. I think more of the hostility for me is number one. I don't like the two guys. I don't like them. I'm sitting there going, with the way you guys have made films and the way you guys have done things and the way you do this and that and some of the characters you have and some characters you portray, especially you, Doug. Like, you want to talk about annoying characters, and I'm like, take one look at any episode you've done, and you have the gall to complain about annoying characters? Pot calling the kettle black. But Temple of Doom, I think, is a good movie. I just, when he's like, oh, these 3 great trilogy. Wait. You forgot you didn't like Temple of Doom. I'm like, speak for yourself. Many people, including myself, who always liked Temple of Doom. So, speak for yourself, dude. Anyway, with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Oh my God. I can't. God. Later.